Yo, Trey TD23 back in with another podcast video. I know it's been almost a month. Um, I got so the week after I was done recording the last episode, I ended up getting sick, and then the week after that I went on vacation. And last week, my girl and my daughter were both sick, so I was kind of taking a little break to take care of them and everything. But we back. Regular season is over. There were points while I wasn't recording where I really wanted to record, but I had to take care of business. So this episode is going to be my 2024 NBA awards, and then it's also going to be my playoff predictions, as you guys could probably see in the title. So I'm gonna go top 3 for everything, and then I'm gonna do all NBA first team, second team, all rookie first and second team, and then all defense first and second team. And then before I start with my playoff predictions, I think it's going to be mainly play-in, and then once the play-in's over, right away, I'm going to record a video of my playoff predictions. But first, there's going to be another award. I forgot to do Clutch Player of the Year. Damn, I already know who won it for me, so I'm going to just give you my number 1 guy for Clutch Player of the Year. But first, there's going to be another one, maybe 2, depending on how this goes. Might be 2 more like award or like conversations that I have outside of the NBA awards and outside of the playoff predictions. But let's first start off with probably the biggest award in the NBA, the 2024 NBA MVP. Now I'm gonna start at number 3 and I'm gonna go to 2, and then I'm gonna start at 3, then I'm gonna go up to 1. So my number 3 is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now I know he led the second youngest team in basketball to the first seed in the West, second best record in the league. But the 2 guys ahead of him, as you guys know, it would be Luka and Jokic. I'm not gonna trash on Shai. I'm not gonna trash on Jokic or Luka, whoever's my number 2. They've all had amazing years this year, but Jokic, just with what he can do with the Denver Nuggets, Jamal Murray's been in and out. Michael Porter Jr., when he's not hitting, it can be kind of questionable. Because he's not the defender. He played 81 games, but he wasn't always there, if you want to call it that. Like, yes, he played most of the games, but there were games where he just didn't show up. And and with that, Jamal Murray has been in and out of the lineup. And when he's in the lineup, he plays phenomenal. He plays all-star level basketball, but the team is not as deep as it was. They're the number 2 seed in a tough Western Conference. There's 5 50-win teams in the league. And then with Luka, with what he's done with that team, when they re-signed Kyrie, people were saying that's gonna be too much for. There's only one basketball, and Luka and Kyrie are both ball dominant. And Kyrie Irving this year showed that he can play off the ball, can play on the ball whenever he needs. Has been playing solid defense for what Kyrie Irving can do at 6'2", 190. Excuse me. So, my MVP guy is scoring champ. He is almost averaging a triple-double. They're number 5 in the Western Conference, but they have 50 wins. I'm going Luka Doncic. Luka wins it this year for me. If it goes to Jokic, if it goes to Shai, I'm not mad about it at all. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against Shai or Jokic winning it, but for me this year, Luka has been on another level. 73-point game winners, clutch plays, been playing good defense. He's got all the moments. They started struggling a little bit right before All-Star break. They started struggling a little bit. They went on a little win streak right after All-Star break, and then after that, they started hitting their stride. P.J. Washington was a great addition. Daniel Gafford has been a great player, a great center off that bench. You got Maxi Kleber. You got, obviously, Kyrie Irving. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been on and off. Been struggling. He was struggling a little bit the past few games, but he's one of those guys that playoff hits, Now you have Kyrie Irving. You got a PJ Washington, a Daniel Gafford. So you got players that can score. So Tim Hardaway Jr. doesn't have to give you 15 to 20 points. Would you like that? Yes, but they have players that can go off. So Luka's my MVP. If it wasn't for such a stacked Western Conference, I think they'd be up there more in the 3-4, maybe 2 seeding. But Western Conference is stacked, and yeah, I mean it's just tough. It's just tough. Jokic again could make a great argument. He's got all the numbers. He's got everything. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander also he has narratives that can go towards him winning it. So does Luka. For me, Luka wins the MVP, but again, it can go to Jokic. I would not be mad. I'm not slandering Jokic or Shai at all. That's kind of what the MVP has come down to the past few years. This is one of the closest races for the MVP. Last year was really close. The year before that was really close. The year before that was it's been close all year. But this one, it can literally go to any one of these three. And I feel like it's just going to go on like that for years, because Luka's only like 25. Jokic is 27, 28. Shai is 26. You got Giannis, who's about 28, 29. You got Tatum, who's barely past 25. Then you got John Morant coming in the league. You got Victor Wembanyama coming in the league. Anthony Edwards is coming. Like, you got so many great players, so many people. You still got Joel Embiid, I didn't even mention. You got Kobe White. No, I'm just kidding. But you got so many players that can win an MVP eventually. Obviously, you would think Victor Wembanyama is going to win all the MVPs, but you know how the media is. You know how all that stuff's going to go. Jokic wins 2. They give it to Embiid. This year, it can go to Jokic. It can go to Shai. It can go to Luka. It can go to any of these three. But yeah, my MVP is Luka. You can go, like I said, Jokic, Shai. Wouldn't be mad at it at all. Wouldn't be surprised if it went any of the other 2 ways. So, off of the MVP, I'm gonna go to probably the second most hype-ish award. This year, I think it was a runaway for Rookie of the Year. The beginning of the year, Chet Holmgren gave a very, very, very good case on him becoming Rookie of the Year. Played 81 games. He played 82 games after missing the entire last season. Just props to him. Great year defensively. Chet averaged like 17, averaged like 7-8 rebounds. I want to say like 2.5 blocks. Like he number 1 seed in the tough Western Conference. So Chet Holmgren is my number 2. I didn't mention Brandon Miller, who had a solid year. People saying, oh, the Charlotte Hornets should have just drafted the best player available, because obviously Wemby was the best player, but he went number 1. They had number 2. You should have went Scoot, blah, 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 blah. Brandon Miller shut all that down. Was able to score all 3 ways, able to handle the ball, play great defense, had quite a few clutch moments for a rookie. So I think my number 3 was Brandon Miller, number 2 Chet Holmgren, then Wemby is number 1. He was runaway, averaged 20 rebounds, if he averaged 20 rebounds, that would have been crazy. Averaged about 20 points, I want to say like 9-10 rebounds, I'm going off the top of my head, like 3.5 blocks. When he was on the court, one of the best defense. I think it was like top 3, 4, maybe 5 defenses in the league. And then when he was off, they were bottom 5. So with Wemby on the court, they're a great defensive team. Without him, they are god awful. And I didn't even mention 20 points, 9 rebounds, 3.5 blocks in 29 minutes. 29 minutes. Wemby was doing that as a rookie. Next year, he's going into his second year. Got all this time with Greg Popovich. Got all this time with the Spurs organization. They developed David Robinson. They developed Tim Duncan, Tony Parker. Like they developed so many great players that Wemby next year, it's gonna be like he's not even in year 2. He's gonna be way ahead of that. Gonna be way ahead of what a year 2 player can be. I don't think he's gonna go through one of those stretches where a sophomore slump. I think Wemby's going to be an all-star. He's going to be all-NBA next year. He's probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year next year. He's going to have all these awards. Speaking of Defensive Player of the Year, my Defensive Player of the Year was Rudy Gobert. Now, the Minnesota Timberwolves had one of the best defense, if not the best defense in the NBA this year. Uh, it, all credit to Rudy Gobert, great rim protector. Like I said, led one of the best, if not the best, defenses in the league. But we have to give props to Jaden McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, Mike Conley, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Karl-Anthony Towns has stepped up a little bit defensively. Because when you have a guy like Rudy Gobert where you get by Anthony Edwards, you get by Mike Conley, a Jaden McDaniels, and you see Rudy Gobert sitting in the paint, you're gonna pass it out, and you're gonna pass it out because you're making a business decision. You don't want to go up against Rudy Gobert in the paint. Now I think after this year, I think Wemby's gonna win he's gonna win most of the Defensive Player of the Years while he's playing. As long as he's healthy, it's his trophy to lose. He was number 2 for me, and for him to be number 2 as a rookie is just insane. Him to be number 2 on my Defensive Player of the Year as a rookie is just insane. And then I got Anthony Davis number 3. Anthony Davis played 76 games of the 82. He planned on playing 82. Had a couple knick-knack injuries, sat out the last, I want to say, 2 games, maybe 3. And he missed a couple games here and there during the middle of the season. Anthony Davis had a phenomenal year defensively. When he's on the court, again, one of the better defensive teams in the league. When he's off the court, they're not so hot. You got Jackson Hayes, who's not a good defender. You got Christian Wood, who's not a good defender. And then if you don't have that, you got freaking LeBron defending centers. And at that point, you don't want LeBron defending centers at 39 years old. Can he? Yeah, but you would rather not have that. All right, so I'm going to go to most improved player now. Most improved player, again, is a very interesting trophy. Because you got guys back in the day that won 6th Man of the Year. You have a Tony Kukoc who won 6th Man of the Year. You got a bunch of guys off the bench who won 6th Man of the Year strictly because of scoring. And I'm talking about most improved. Damn. I skipped. So we're talking about most improved. You got guys like you got Paul George who won most improved. You got Kevin Love who won most improved. You got Victor Oladipo who won most improved, who was a number 2 overall pick, but I'll talk about that in a second. But you also have guys like a Ja Morant that won most improved. So they kind of, with that happening, I want to say it was 2022. I want to say it was 2022, 2021, with them giving Ja Morant that that most improved player. It kind of messed up the award because you would think, it would be Cade Cunningham because he came off of a year where he was injured, didn't play the best, came back this year and was significantly better, or was a top draft pick. Like I said, like a Ja Morant, who was number 2 draft pick, was good in his rookie year, won Rookie of the Year, and then got even better the next year, and won most improved. Which I don't think. I also agree with some people that are saying that's just not how the most improved players, the most improved trophy should go to. Should go to a player that, like a Lauri Markkanen last year, or like a Julius Randle. They were high draft picks. They had good rookie years, kind of slowed down, injuries here and there, just struggled to be efficient, struggled to just play, and then goes to another team and they're all NBA level. But this year, my number 3 is Kobe White. Kobe White had a phenomenal year. People saying he's 6th Man of the Year. His ceiling is 6th Man of the Year. A 6th Man of the Year type player, just like a straight scoring guard. And he turned out to where he can be a top player on a championship or on a good contending team. Was scoring the ball, was ball handling, was playmaking, hitting clutch shots, hitting big shots. So he was doing his thing. Got hurt. Struggled. I think he struggled a little bit before he got hurt, and then he got hurt and struggled even more a little bit. But Kobe White, my number 3. If it wasn't for these top 2 guys having phenomenal years, and I don't know if my next guy qualifies with the 65 minimum 65 games, but there's no way I don't have him on this list, and that's Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson came into the league as not the guy that we see today. Not at all. Came in the league as a solid forward, as a solid wing. Think he'd be a decent little role player, and he turned out to where like he can be a top player on a really, really good team. Ball handling, dunking, just he's defensively grabbing rebound. Like he's doing a lot of things for the Atlanta Hawks team, even though they're struggling. But he improved so much since last year. I really can't wait to see what he does. I really can't wait to see what he does, especially next year. And my winner is Tyrese Maxey. Went from a guy averaging 20 points per game to about 26, 27 points per game this year. With the whole James Harden thing, whole Embiid getting hurt, thought the 76ers will fall completely off. They did fall off a little bit. They're the 7th seed, but they didn't fall off completely, and that's on top of Tyrese Maxey having like 2 50-point games, him having multiple 10-assist games with high-scoring points. With Embiid being hurt most of the second half of the year, him just he when he played phenomenal. When he didn't, team struggled a little bit. But Tyrese Maxey just as a scorer, who was an all-star, had consideration for All NBA. Now, Sixth Man of the Year, which is what I'm talking about. It consists of two guys. It's just two guys. My second guy, the guy that won second place, I don't really have a third place because it really wasn't a competition. But I got Naz Reid. Naz Reid is a very, very, very diverse center. A very dynamic center. He can shoot the ball. He can ball handle. He can play make. He can dunk on you. He can play a little bit of defense. He can grab rebounds. He can play the 4. So, like, when Towns went down with that injury, Naz Reid had to step up, and he's played phenomenal, shooting 40% from 3, grabbing like I said, he's just bodying, grabbing rebounds, playing solid defense. So yeah, Naz Reid is just a guy that can do pretty much anything you need him to do. Naz Reid is willing to do that. And then my Sixth Man of the Year, he's been injured and probably will be injured because I don't think the Kings are making it out of the play-in, but that's for another topic. Malik Monk, averaging like 20 some points per game. Games where he won them the game by scoring 30, 40 points. So Malik Monk. All right, so Coach of the Year, and then I'm going to get on to All NBA, All Rookie, All Defense. I don't know how to say his name, but OKC's coach, Mark Daigneault, I want to say. Mark Daigneault. Again, didn't make the playoffs last year, lost in the play-in. Second youngest team in ball. Didn't necessarily have a big man. Now again, Chet is 7'1", 7'2", but he's not a rebounding big. He's not a big body big. He's more of the guys that you want to guard. Let me think. He's someone you don't want him defending the rim against a Zion or a Giannis. He's more of a guy you want him to guard the Wembys. You want him to guard the KDs. You want him to guard those ball handling wings that can get their own shot off. You got it. But yeah, Jamal Mosley is number 2. Did not think the Magic were going to be here at all. I know I didn't make a prediction video at the beginning of the year. I'm going to be consistent this summer. Jamal Mosley, like I said, one of the younger teams in the league. Paolo Banchero has been playing amazing. No one talks about him enough. I want to say, what seed are they? Are they the 5th seed? I know they're going up against the Cavs, but I want to say they're the 5th seed. Yeah, I want to say they are the 5th seed going up against the Cavs. It's going to be a tough matchup. It's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun. I don't know a player on that Cavs team that can guard Paolo Banchero, but again, neither here nor there. But yeah, and then Joe Mazzulla. Any one of these 3 can win. I think Mark Daigneault is going to win. Him or Joe Mazzulla, they're number 1 seeds in the East and Western Conference. But I think Mark Daigneault, he would have my vote if I had a vote. All right, so I'm going to go to All NBA first team. All NBA first team. I got Shea, I got Luka, I got Tatum, I got Giannis, and I got Jokic. Shea again, MVP conversations. Luka and Jokic, MVP conversations. Tatum, best player on the best team in the league. And again, having a really, really good year. And then Giannis is Giannis. Nothing I got to say about those guys. Some of these I'm not really gonna go over because there's nothing really for me to say outside of their names. Sabonis, this is also second team. Sabonis, KD, Curry, Brunson, Braun. Again, don't really have to say anything about that. I think LeBron has had, a phenomenal year. He's been relatively, if not pretty damn healthy this year. You got KD, who, again, has been healthy this year. Sabonis, who was, I want to say he's about top 10 in MVP, the MVP ranking. Been having a phenomenal year. Most double-doubles in a row. And in the season, I want to say it's in a row, but it could be in a season as well. Curry's having a good year, but the Warriors just aren't it. And then Jalen Brunson, number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, could have been on the most improved players list, but I said nah because he was an all-star last year. Now he's an All-NBA second team this year. Third team, Anthony Davis, De'Aaron Fox, Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, Kawhi Leonard. Again, with how much time Kawhi has missed at the end of the year, I want to say he does. I want to say he played 70-something games this year, which, again, for Kawhi Leonard, is really good. For Kawhi Leonard, that is extremely good for a Kawhi Leonard. Someone who load manages and everything like that. All right, so let's get on to all-rookie first team. I got Wemby, I got Chet, I got Brandon Miller, and I got the Thompson twins. Nothing I really got to say. Thompson twins, Asar, get better. Hopefully those blood clots don't come back, and hopefully it's not too much, or it's not too bad. Amen Thompson, he was injured at the beginning of the year, came back, and he just showed something completely different than what I expected from him. Getting to the basket whenever he wants. For someone that can't really shoot, and them sagging off of him a little bit, for him to be able to get to the basket like he does, and for him to be able to finish at the rim, play make, grab rebounds, defend, like he can get that jump. If he can get a mid-range, him and Asar can get a mid-range, that'll be deadly. And then my second team, I got Gigi Jackson, I got Vincent Williams, I got AirPods, I got Derek Lively, and I got Jaime Jaquez. Jaime Jaquez had a phenomenal year with the Miami Heat. I don't want to say fell off, but it didn't have the effect that he did at the beginning of the year. Gigi Jackson, Vincent Williams, kind of two guys that I didn't really think about coming into the year, and then AirPods and Derek Lively. Again, I didn't really think about these two either. I thought Derek Lively was a perfect matchup for the Dallas Mavericks, but I didn't know he was going to be this freaking good. And then AirPods, Brandon Pocket. I don't want to butcher that name, but you know who I'm talking about. All right, NBA defensive first team. It's going to be a lot of bigs. It's going to be Rudy Gobert, Victor Wembanyama. It's going to be Anthony Davis, Herb Jones, Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo, probably the most versatile defender besides outside of Wemby now. Can guard the perimeter, can grab rebounds, can push the pace, and can defend the rim. And Herb Jones the perimeter defense doesn't get talked about enough. Perimeter defense does not get talked about enough. But Herb Jones is one of the best, if not the best, perimeter defender in the league. Second team, Caruso, Derek White, Chet Holmgren, Jaden McDaniels, Kawhi Leonard. You hear those names, you think defender. That's all I really got to say. All right, so what I did want to talk about outside of the awards and outside of the playoff predictions is I want to go over I want to say top 5. I'm going to go do top 3, but if I can think of 2 extra just moments, whether it's good moments, bad moments, funny moments, down bad moments in the league this year, 2023, 2024. Now I'm going to start at number 1. I just want to go over the best moments. And because it's on top of my head, I'm not going to go in order. But the first one that I can think about is a bad moment is that Torrey Craig and Andre Drummond self-oop, whatever the hell you want to call it. Torrey Craig on a fast break. We're down 9 points in the second quarter. Torrey Craig's 3 on a fast break. Three Chicago Bulls versus 0 defenders. I want to say it was against the Knicks. 0 defenders. Torrey Craig throws it off the glass. Drummond thinks he's throwing it to himself. They both jump and they miss the dunk. That just sums up our season. Torrey Craig's not known as a defender. Drummond maybe thought he was throwing a lob to maybe get some momentum, but did not work out that way. It was awful. It was terrible. The second one, I'm gonna put these number 2 and 3. Luka's 73-point game, and then Embiid's 70-point game. I'm gonna think of a couple others actually. I do have a couple others. Those are 2 great moments. Because first, I watched them both live. It was just insane. Luka was walking to the basket. They let him play one-on-one and showed he can get 73 points. Best efficiency for a 70-plus point game, too. And then Embiid doing it against Wemby. Wemby goes into the game. Talking about this kid, I'm going to show you. Gives him 70 and 18. And then I got a couple more. The Kyrie Irving game winner against the Nuggets over Jokic with the left hand, damn near from the three-point line, was just insane. Another one, I got 3 Mavericks ones. One of them is not good. Max Strus hitting that 3.5 court game winner against the Mavericks. That was insane. Are there any other moments? James Harden contesting Kawhi Leonard on the jump shot. I think that was pretty funny. I can't think of any more, but if I think of more while I'm doing my playoff predictions, I will probably not say them because it's done at that point. All right. So basically, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over who I think will win 7 and 8, 9 and 10, and then whoever wins the 9 and 10 versus the loser of the 7 and 8. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So I'm going to start off in the Western Conference. I'm going to do 7-8 on both sides. And then I'm going to do 9-10, both sides. Then I'm going to do... I don't know which side I'm going to do first. Whichever side seems easier. Now, okay. Got to take this into consideration. The Lakers at Pelicans. Now, I think the Lakers take it. Even though the Pelicans are home. Just got Brandon Ingram back. Don't exactly know how he's going to be coming off of that. I want to say it was a knee injury. Don't know how he's going to come off of that knee injury. And it seems like every single time Bron plays against Zion or Anthony Davis plays against the Pelicans just can't do nothing against them. I mean, it's really the perfect combination against Zion. You got LeBron James, who's a big, strong body. Anthony Davis, who's a big body. So, I mean, there are players on that team that can defend Zion. And then they really don't have a defender besides Herb Jones. And then that's when, you got C.J. McCollum guarding D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell's going to give you 30. Or you got Austin Reeves getting guarded by C.J. McCollum. He's going to give you 30. And then you got Brandon Ingram guarding, I don't know. Rui Hachimura is another body you can throw on Zion. So it's just a bunch of different ways that the Lakers can go about this. So I'm going to give it to the Lakers. And then 76ers versus the Miami Heat. I don't know what the season series is. I do not. I want to look it up. I don't know. I'm not going to assume what the season series is. I'm not going to think about that. We're in Philly. Terry Rozier's been struggling. Tyler Hero just came back. Jimmy Butler, hopefully he gets on his playoff-ish. And then Bam Adebayo. There's really no one that can guard Embiid, even though Embiid's just coming off of a torn meniscus, coming off of a big injury. So I don't know exactly how he's going to play. He's always struggled in the playoffs. Had a couple good games, but he's always normally struggled in the playoffs. So I don't know how he's going to be in the playoffs coming off of this injury. He's only played a handful of games since he came back from the injury. I want to say that the best case scenario is the Sixers win this, and then the Heat win against the Bulls. So the Sixers, their best case scenario, they beat the Knicks, and then they face the Bucks or the Pacers. And then the Heat, they face the Celtics, and if they somehow win, they face the Cavs and the Magic, and then they go up against either the Bucks, Pacers, or Knicks, or 76ers. It's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario is the Sixers go up against Boston, and the Miami Heat go up against the Knicks. I think that's the worst case scenario. So what I'm going to say, for the Celtics standpoint, they want either Chicago or Atlanta to win against whoever loses, because it's a 4-0 sweep. Don't care. It's a 4-0 sweep. I'm gonna take the Sixers in this one. I just think the way Embiid was playing at the beginning of the year, he got his legs under him a little bit. I think it's going to be a different Embiid in the playoffs, man. I think it's going to be a different Embiid in the playoffs. He got also another guy that he can rely on in the playoffs, in Tyrese Maxey. He got a shooter in Buddy Hield. Tobias Harris doesn't have to be number one, number two. He can be a number 3, maybe a number 4. You have Kelly Oubre, who's been phenomenal. Paul Reed, who's been amazing. You got Cam Payne, who can go off for a playoff game. So you got something. You got a Robert Covington still, and Nicholas Batum. You got some pieces in Philly. Nicholas Batum at one point was close to an All-Star. Robert Covington was a solid 3-and-D guy. So you have guys that can play. So I think Sixers win this one. And then I'm gonna go to 9-10 in the Western Conference. In Sacramento, no Malik Monk, no Kevin Huerter. Don't know how Keegan Murray is going to be, because he's been good. I don't want to say I don't know how he's going to be. But I'm going to have to give it to the Warriors. I don't think Sacramento makes it out, just because the Warriors still got Steph Curry. And Klay Thompson's been playing phenomenal. Andrew Wiggins has been better. Draymond Green, as long as he doesn't get suspended for punching someone, then, Sacramento Kings really can't do nothing against the Warriors. So I'm gonna take the Warriors in this win or go home. Steph Curry can go for 50. I don't give a damn. Steph Curry can go for 50 in this game. And then for the Bulls and the Atlanta Hawks, we've played the Hawks really well this year. They really don't have an answer for DeMar or Kobe White. You can put DeJounte Murray on DeMar, or you can put DeJounte Murray on Kobe White. He's a solid defender, but there's really nothing he can do. I don't know if Jalen Johnson is going to be playing in the game. He's been hurt. I haven't watched a lot of Hawks games the past few weeks, so I don't exactly know if he's playing. But, man, it's tough, because they still got Trae Young. Hawks still got Trae Young, bro. We're in Chicago. We've not been good at home. I'm going to be confident. I'm going to be confident in my Chicago Bulls. I'm going to be confident in DeMar. I'm going to be confident in Kobe White. I'm going to be confident in Vucevic that we can somehow just pull this game out. Even though we're not going to do jack crap in the playoffs, I think it would just be fun for us to be in the playoffs again. Even though I want us to rebuild, but I think it'll be fun for us to be in the playoffs. Just to have the Bulls in the playoffs again. Even though it's probably not going to be fun to watch, because you know how the Bulls play in the playoffs. And then it's going to be Chicago versus Miami, and then Warriors versus the Lakers. No, Warriors versus the Pelicans. Again, I think this is the best case scenario. No, this would have been the worst case scenario for the Lakers. I'm tripping. I read that wrong. Worst case scenario for the Lakers is they go up against the Nuggets. But if the Lakers go on another deep run, their chances of playing the Nuggets are 95%. There's that 5% chance that the Suns or the Timberwolves can knock them out. Is it likely? No, but there's always that slim chance that happens. So, all right. So the Warriors versus Pelicans. I want to say the Warriors have won majority of these games. I want to say. They really don't have an answer for Steph Curry besides Herb Jones. And even then, Steph Curry was getting it off on Derek White and Jaylen Brown. So he's getting it off on some elite players. Oh, damn, excuse me, in the playoffs. So, yeah, again, I don't think the Pelicans really have an answer for Steph Curry. I really don't. I don't see a team that really has an answer for Steph Curry. But again, this is not a good scenario for the Warriors, either going up against OKC. But after the play-in, I will have a podcast again, talking about the first round matchups. All right, that will be the end of this video. I will be more consistent. I will be back at this again a lot. I'll be back doing at least these podcast videos 2 days a week. I might start making a couple videos here and there, just talking about things. Sometime I do want to start doing 2K again. It's just I gotta figure out everything. So yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. Peace.